Imagine standing on Earth right now, completely unaware that nearly 6,000 kilometers beneath your feet exists a hidden metallic sphere, almost as hot as the surface of the sun. It sounds impossible. When we think about extreme heat, we imagine volcanoes, lava, fire, or giant stars burning in space. We do not imagine the ground beneath us secretly hiding temperatures capable of melting almost every known material. Yet scientifically, Earth's inner core reaches around 5,400 to 6,000 degrees Celsius, nearly matching the sun's visible surface. And the deeper scientists study our planet, the more terrifying and fascinating this underground world becomes. At first, this claim sounds fake. The sun is a massive star containing more than 99% of all the mass in the solar system. Every second, it releases more energy than humanity could produce in millions of years. Earth, compared to the sun, is tiny. So naturally people ask, if Earth's core is almost as hot as the sun's surface, why does Earth not burn like a giant fireball? The answer lies in understanding that the sun's surface is actually one of its cooler layers. The visible glowing part we see from Earth is called the photosphere, and its temperature averages around 5,500 degrees Celsius. But deeper inside the sun, temperatures become unimaginably hotter. At the sun's core, where nuclear fusion happens, temperatures rise to around 15 million degrees Celsius. So yes, Earth's core rivals the sun's surface temperature, but nowhere near the sun's actual interior. Still, the fact that a rocky planet contains temperatures similar to the outer layer of a star is one of the strangest scientific truths about our world. To understand how Earth became this hot inside, we must travel back more than 4.5 billion years to the formation of the solar system. At that time, space around the young sun was filled with giant clouds of gas, dust, rock, and metal. Gravity slowly pulled these materials together, forming larger and larger objects through violent collisions. Early Earth was not a peaceful planet. It was a molten nightmare, constantly struck by asteroids, meteors, and planet-sized impacts. Every collision released massive amounts of energy. Imagine millions of nuclear bombs exploding repeatedly over millions of years. That violent energy transformed into heat. As Earth grew larger, gravity became stronger and stronger, pulling dense materials like iron and nickel toward the center. This process is called planetary differentiation. Heavy metals sank inward, while lighter rocks floated upward toward the crust. But as those dense materials moved downward, friction and pressure increased enormously. The deeper matter fell into Earth's gravitational field, the more energy converted into thermal energy. In simple words, Earth heated itself from the inside while forming. Scientists call the remaining energy from this process primordial heat. Amazingly, even after billions of years, much of that ancient heat still remains trapped deep underground. The reason this heat survives for so long is because Earth acts like an enormous insulated container. Heat from the core moves outward extremely slowly through layers of rock thousands of kilometers thick. While the surface cools relatively quickly, the deep interior loses heat at a much slower rate. Even today, Earth continuously releases internal heat through volcanoes, hydrothermal vents, and tectonic activity. In fact, every volcanic eruption is evidence that Earth's interior is still active and extremely hot, but primordial heat alone is not enough to explain such extreme temperatures. Another hidden process is constantly generating heat deep underground right now. Buried within Earth's mantle and crust are radioactive elements such as uranium, thorium, and potassium. These atoms are unstable. Over time, they naturally break apart in a process called radioactive decay. When atoms decay, they release energy in the form of heat. This means Earth literally contains natural nuclear reactions happening continuously beneath the surface. Trillions upon trillions of radioactive decays occur every second inside the planet. Even though each reaction releases only a tiny amount of energy, together they generate enormous heat over geological timescales. Scientists estimate that radioactive decay still provides a major portion of Earth's internal energy today. Then comes perhaps the most terrifying factor of all, pressure. Pressure inside Earth becomes almost unimaginable as depth increases. At sea level, humans experience only 1 atmosphere of pressure. But near Earth's core, pressures rise to more than 3.5 million times atmospheric pressure. Under these conditions, matter behaves in strange and extreme ways. Atoms become compressed tightly together, forcing them to vibrate intensely. Those vibrations generate enormous thermal energy. This is why Earth's inner core remains solid despite temperatures hot enough to melt iron completely at the surface. The pressure is so extreme that iron atoms physically cannot move freely enough to become liquid. Surrounding this solid inner core is the liquid outer core, a gigantic ocean of molten iron and nickel, constantly moving deep inside Earth. And this moving liquid metal creates something incredibly important for life: Earth's magnetic field. As molten iron circulates inside the outer core, it generates electric currents through a process called the geodynamo. Those electric currents create the magnetic field surrounding our planet. This invisible shield extends far into space and protects Earth from dangerous solar radiation constantly emitted by the sun. Without the magnetic field, charged particles from solar wind could slowly strip away Earth's atmosphere. Scientists believe something similar may have happened to Mars billions of years ago after its magnetic field weakened. Today, Mars has a thin atmosphere and a cold, dead surface, partly because it lost that protective shield. So strangely, the deadly heat buried deep underground is also one of the main reasons life on Earth can exist safely. What makes this even more mysterious is that humans have never actually seen Earth's core directly. Everything scientists know comes from indirect evidence. The deepest hole humans ever drilled was the Kola super deep borehole in Russia. It reached around 12 kilometers deep before temperatures became too extreme for equipment. That may sound impressive, but compared to Earth's radius of over 6,300 kilometers, humans barely scratched the outer crust. The deeper scientists drilled, the more unexpected the conditions became. Temperatures rose faster than predicted. Rocks behaved differently under pressure. Equipment failed repeatedly. It showed just how hostile Earth's interior truly is. Since humans cannot physically reach the core, scientists study earthquake waves called seismic waves. When earthquakes happen, shock waves travel through Earth differently depending on the material they pass through. Some waves move through solids, while others cannot travel through liquids at all. By carefully analyzing these wave patterns across the planet, scientists discovered that Earth contains a liquid outer core surrounding a solid inner core. This discovery completely changed our understanding of the planet. And yet, despite modern technology, Earth's deep interior remains one of the least explored regions connected to humanity. We have sent spacecraft beyond the solar system. We have landed robots on Mars. We have photographed black holes billions of light years away, but we still cannot directly explore the center of our own planet. There is also another frightening possibility scientists consider. Earth's core will not stay hot forever. Very slowly, over billions of years, the planet continues cooling. If the outer core eventually cools enough to stop flowing, Earth's magnetic field could disappear. Without that shield, solar radiation would become far more dangerous to life and technology on the surface. Thankfully, this would likely happen billions of years in the future. But it reveals something important. Earth is not a permanently stable world. Deep beneath the ground, enormous forces are constantly shaping the future of the planet. So the next time you walk across the Earth, remember something incredible. Beneath the oceans, beneath mountains, beneath continents, below thousands of kilometers of rock and metal, exists a hidden world hotter than most things humans can even imagine. A gigantic metallic core, nearly as hot as the surface of the sun, has been burning silently under humanity for billions of years. And without it, life on Earth might never have survived at all.